Welcome back. We are here with a bit of a different review today. It's actually one of my favorite new shows, the Astronaut Wives Club, and the show, not the book. I have not read the book, but I plan to. I've heard it's really good. Yeah, he won't be reading the book. That's okay. We won't hold that against him. Honestly, I'm entranced by this show, I'll admit it. The first episode is a little slow, but by the second episode, I was irrevocably hooked. Not only is this a period piece, but it was a historical period piece. You know, this was not just a time of the U.S. space race. It was, you know, a turning point in history. Civil rights, JFK assassination, and women were officially coming out of the kitchen, or starting to realize that there were other options. You know, you have these very different women with all, you know, with one very unique thing in common. And, you know, with each other, and, you know, they're all the astronaut wives. The different personalities of each woman, man, family, they mesh really well together and with each other, in my opinion. The cast is phenomenal because they have this palpable energy together, I think. At least I noticed that. Did you?
Well, I like the stories within the stories, the complicating things. Like
Exactly.
here's the picture right here, and then they give you the picture and they go to some other story. Then they come back to that picture and start explaining the details of that family, and it's not what you think.
Right.
So that's what keeps me in, because I thought it was like some weird housewives, astronauts nonsense.
Right. And it could have easily been taken that way.
It was, I mean.
Writing, casting, execution have to marry so well together and flow together seamlessly. And, you know, that can make or break a show. You know, and I really feel that this cast does a stellar job, the men and women alike. But I'm not here to talk about the men. History was their claim. We're here to talk about the women.
Talk about men today.
So let's talk about it. Louise Shepard, poised and perfect, so it seems.
Is that the first one?
Yes, the main one.
Okay.
While you do tend to feel a little bad for her, she has a lot of self-control.
Why are you nervous?
No, not that bad. In the early 60s standards, you know, it was considered the right thing to do, you know, to stand by your man no matter what. And, you know, by today's standards, not so much.
I'm independent.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you know, it is a really different mindset, and I think it might be a little hard for women of my generation to swallow that. But, you know, looking at that generation, that was the standard back then, really. Then there's Betty Grissom. You know, she is the cheerful, perky, you know, happy, supportive wife. Yes. Joanna Garcia Swisher is truly perfect for this role. She seems to, you know, in her character, Betty seems to be truly happy as a mother and a wife. Her and her husband have a solid relationship and understanding that perhaps not all of the husbands and wives had, you know, at that point in time. They aren't just husband and wife. They seem to be best friends.
They're a team.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons, you know, would explain why she's, you know, seemingly genuinely happy. Annie Glenn, she's a sweetheart, but definitely no pushover.
Is that the pilot?
She doesn't let her speech impediment control her.
Oh, that one.
Or does she allow it to or does she allow others to control her with it? I was especially impressed by how much support her husband gave her, by him literally refusing a direct order and putting his, you know, career and everything he's worked for on the line by allowing her to make the decision not to let the vice president into the house.
But she can sing, though.
But she can sing. This is true.
Got me.
But I thought that was a really defining moment for their relationship. It was shocking because, I mean, this is what he had worked for his entire life, and he was letting her do that, which was...
Do you want him in the house? No. Then
really
don't let him
cool.
in the house. I like that.
Yeah, it was like a whoa moment. To me, I love that. It was very sweet. Joe is the quintessential refined, by-the-book wife. Her and her husband seem good together, pretty honest with each other. She definitely adds a little something to the group of the wives. She is the Navy wife.
Is that the blonde one?
She is blonde, but there are two blondes.
Okay.
So this is the one that's very, you know, by the book, she's the Navy wife.
Oh, that one. I didn't like her.
Ren Carpenter is the beautiful blonde bombshell. I
That's
love that she doesn't define herself that way or allow others to define her that way.
She's smart.
She could be considered to be the one to have it all. I mean, she does have, I mean, she's educated, and she does have the most children out of all of the wives.
She woke up like B.
She's strong and independent, but still has a great relationship with her husband. They really have each other's backs. I like that that's being, you know, portrayed, you know. She expects to be taken seriously, and I like that. Now we're getting to my top two favorite wives. Marge Slayton. And I love this woman.
Is that the pilot?
No, not yet. She's intelligent, worldly, and in a word, ballsy. She's the kind of friend that won't tell you what you want to hear. She'll tell you what you need to hear. And, you know, that's great because she has some of the best lines in this show. Well written and well executed. Beautifully. She tells it like it is, and I'm the same way, so I completely identify and appreciate all that she is.
Which one is she?
She's kind of the brunette reddish head. The one with the best lines. Then there's Trudy Cooper.
That's the one I like. That's the
she's the pilot. Yeah, I love her
the bathtub
because
scene.
she's proud, tenacious, and ambitious. She always manages to fire me up and get me thinking, what will she do next? She wants more.
That's a story.
Not only, you know, wants it for herself, and, you know, but she expects it. Not just for her, but for her daughters and for women in general. She's the exciting one, in my opinion. She's kind of the wild card, I think, because you don't know what she's going to do next. She's got
especially
great
when you find
energy.
out that situation.
Yeah.
That whole situation, right? That's what I mean. The picture where they go back and explain it, and man.
I think the dynamic between her and Gordo is actually perfect. Despite his past indiscretion, you know, against all my jaded way of thinking, I root for them. I want them to be together. I'm really rooting for these two. The actors that they play it so well, and, you know, in the last couple of episodes, he's really shown his support for her.
Captain Sabo.
And her cause. Despite what they're going through, you can tell that there is a lot of love there. And, you know, but you gotta give Trudy props for leaving him at all, because in that day and age, that was a real taboo. And, you know, it just wasn't done. So overall, she is a strong woman. All in all, this show is really well written, well directed, well cast, and well executed. And it's a piece of history, which adds extra value.
Kids, listen up. Overall,
yes, it's important. History is important, whether you think so or not. You know, it's my new favorite show. So, you know, personally, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, like and subscribe. And
if you didn't, still like and subscribe.
Yeah. We might put out something
we like haters too. Haters need love too. Put all that stuff in the comments below. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But I will come for you. Just letting you know.
Until next time.
What she said.